friends, thanks for checking in. By now you have probably heard that Jose Canseco had an accidental discharge which caused the middle finger on his left hand to be blown off. It happened while he was cleaning his gun. And I feel terrible for Jose or any innocent person who gets injured from an accidental discharge of a firearm. And I wasn't even going to make a video about this, but I'm watching some of the social media as well as on TV, people just coming up with these crazy ideas. And I'm here to tell you right now, modern firearms are not going to fire, or as many people say, go off, if it's dropped on the ground. You should be able to drop your firearm on the ground 1,000 times and that gun will never fire. You throw it up against the wall, you can drag it behind a truck. That gun is not going to fire. The only way that gun should fire is if the trigger is pulled. And the NRA came up with some very basic and general firearm handling rules in which all were violated, in this case by Jose. You always keep the gun pointed in a safe direction. You keep your finger off of the trigger until you're ready to fire. You keep the gun unloaded until you're ready to use it. Never point the gun at anything you're not willing to destroy, and always know your target and what's behind it. And there are some other rules that follow those. But if you just follow those, you should never ever have a problem. Jose says that he doesn't even know how it happened. And maybe that's true, but the fact is that these rules were violated. What bothers me even more was toward the end of the interview on Inside Edition, he was there with his fiancée, and they came up with some various ideas. So instead of going over it right now, I'm going to let you see it. We'll come back.
It's very common for it to happen, and it's just an accident.
Kind of looking back, I kind of see guns as a bit of mistake. And you think you have it under control. You think you know everything about it. You think you know how to handle it. And that one time you get distracted or make the smallest mistake, it bites you. And it only takes one bite.
No, ma'am, it's not a very common thing, and it doesn't happen all the time. It seems like whenever something bad happens, somebody on that side always says, well, this happens all the time. In this case, it happens very, very rarely, and it's when somebody doesn't follow the general firearm handling rules. Jose, you said looking back, it seems that firearms are a mistake. Jose, you made the mistake. You didn't follow the rules. You don't clean 4 guns at the same time, which is what you put out on Twitter, and you certainly check the chambers each and every time you handle that gun, and never put your finger on the trigger, which was ultimately what happened. Even though you say you don't know what happened, that is what happened. I can just tell you right now. So I'm really hoping that I don't see you on some anti-gun ad saying, you know, we really don't need these because the mistake that you made. And I'm sorry it happened, but that's just the way it is. I appreciate you watching, and you guys be safe.